I'm wondering if you could walk through some examples, if any come to mind, with details anonymized, of course, of what a stellar one might look like and what a terrible one might look like, if anything comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the one thing I always caution applicants is there's no such thing as a perfect personal statement. You should never go into writing that personal statement trying to tell admissions officers what you think that we want you to say. That's generally not the way to go about it. At the end of the day, I think it's best to think of the personal statement as an interview and think about it as if, you and I are sitting across from each other and I said, here's 5 minutes. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about why you want to go to law school, and kind of answer those questions as to why law is your career goal. And I think that's really a good guideline in terms of getting that personal statement off the ground and starting it. I think a lot of times the hardest part is getting it started. And then the second hardest part sometimes is paring it down. Um, as far as examples of ones that I really enjoyed or ones that I kind of would recommend not doing. So for ones that I really liked, I read a personal statement a couple of years back from a student who volunteered in Haiti after there were earthquakes there. And her personal statement told a story basically of how she got off the plane, how there was, not electricity. It was dark everywhere. The infrastructure wasn't in place. And, she related that experience to her desire to work for the government, to get into dealing with emergency preparedness law. And so it flowed seamlessly. It told a story. It talked about her interests and experience that she had that led her to want to go to law school. And I think that was a really strong personal statement because it was a story. It did draw, it drew me in. I wanted to know, where is this person going with this essay? So I think that's a really good example of one. As far as, don'ts for the personal statement, I think sometimes people recite their resume and just kind of write it out in prose form, which doesn't really tell me anything about you that I can't already see on that resume. So that's one of the things that I don't necessarily love. The personal statements that say I'm a really hard worker, or, I'm really disciplined, or I have great public speaking skills, or I've wanted to, be an attorney since I was 2 years old, or I want to be an attorney because I love arguing. Those kind of cliches, or those, those statements where you're telling me something instead of showing me, I think those personal statements tend to not be quite as good. We can deduce that you're a hard worker from an example that you provide. That's not something explicitly that you should feel like you need to say.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.